Details regarding the Kim Seon-ho controversy. Trash. Choi Young-ah is responsible for the slander of Kim Seon-ho. Kim Seon-ho's, response was pure trash, and so, she makes bold statements, claiming she has the screenshots to prove this. I know it's a difficult situation to process, but I wanted assurance that he'd take responsibility. I have the screenshots of his trash response to the pregnancy. Choi Young-ah, July 24, 2020. IOBGYN. On July 24, 2020, Choi Young-ah and Kim Seon-ho exchanged texts on the Kakao app, messaging app. The texts occurred from 5:16 p.m. to 8:24 p.m. A total of 284 texts were exchanged that day, and we have 22 screenshots of the texts. We at Dispatch were exclusively given the texts from that night. We have the screenshots that Ms. Choi took on her own and the texts she sent to her close friends. Ms. Choi made it clear that she had intentions to save the conversation between the two. She purposely took screenshots during times he comforted her as well. Kim Seon-ho continued to talk as Ms. Choi saved evidence of what transpired. Among the words that were said, we wonder which of these Ms. Choi describes as trash. I'm sorry I can't be there for you right now. Let's carefully think this through. Let's inform our parents of the pregnancy. Whatever happens, I'll take full responsibility. Don't worry, go home and get some rest. Kim Seon-ho. We at Dispatch failed to see hints of what Ms. Choi had vocalized. Perhaps the readers will think differently. Below are the texts the two exchanged on the day of. Choi Young-ah, I'm pregnant. 6 weeks. Kim Seon-ho, oh, what do we do? Sad face. Choi Young-ah, this hospital doesn't offer surgery, abortion, so they said they'd introduce me to one if I decide to go for it. Kim Seon-ho, let's think about this. Choi Young-ah, we'll have to consider a lot of things here. I don't plan on berating you for this pregnancy. I only want love. They also said that pregnancy might be harder after an abortion. Kim Seon-ho, I'll think about it. Don't worry too much. Kim Seon-ho was on the set for KBS's One Night, 2 days when Ms. Choi informed him of the news, pregnancy. The two conversed during Kim Seon-ho's break time on set and he was evidently taken aback. Choi Young-ah, sorry to tell you this, during filming it surprised you. Right, Choi Young-ah, I wish it was a lie. It would have been good if the baby had come later. Kim Seon-ho, no, it's fine. Choi Young-ah, I miss you. Kim Seon-ho, I'm sorry I can't be there for you right now. Choi Young-ah, no, it's fine. Thanks, this is enough. Kim Seon-ho, let's carefully think about this. Kim Seon-ho, don't worry too much. 5:23 p.m., Kim Seon-ho sends another text, 14 minutes later. What are you up to right now? He asks, and Ms. Choi responds back with her face in a mask, seeming to be outdoors. Kim Seon-ho sends a heart along with I'll take full responsibility. Choi Young-ah, I'm just zoning out after I parked my car. Kim Seon-ho laughs. Kim Seon-ho, Kim Seon-ho, but I do think we should let our parents know. Choi Young-ah, yeah, chuckles. I wear my mask even when I'm alone. I abide by the rules very well. Kim Seon-ho, you're so pretty. Choi Young-ah, heart emoji. Kim Seon-ho, heart emoji. Kim Seon-ho, babe. Kim Seon-ho, whatever happens. Kim Seon-ho, I'll take full responsibility. Kim Seon-ho, don't worry too much. Go home and get some rest. Choi Young-ah, babe, my heart is beating wildly. But your words have moved me emotionally. Thanks so much, Kim Seon-ho, I love you. 5:48 p.m., Dispatch attained the conversations between the two, but excluded the state of her health. Kim Seon-ho texts Ms. Choi again at 7:47 p.m. He starts off by making a light-hearted joke. However, when the situation called for him to be serious, he wasted no time. Kim Seon-ho, but babe. Choi Young-ah, let's talk. Kim Seon-ho, we need to get married. Kim Seon-ho, there's no turning back for you now. Kim Seon-ho laughs. Choi Young-ah, you're making my heart flutter, crying emoji. Kim Seon-ho, let's get married on a weekday. Kim Seon-ho, then tell our parents by next week and decide. Kim Seon-ho uses the word marriage in the screenshot above. He further shows his commitment with there's no turning back for you now and mentions the desire to inform their parents. Ms. Choi's response to this wasn't your response is trash. But heart flutter instead. Did Kim Seon-ho lure her into aborting their baby? From the looks of it, they both considered many options. Kim Seon-ho worried for the health of Ms. Choi, and she seemed to be in deep worry over the unexpected pregnancy. Choi Young-ah, yup. Whatever happens, we'll consider and think about it together. Choi Young-ah, thanks, I know it must be hard on you too. Kim Seon-ho, no. I love you, babe. Kim Seon-ho, I'm happy as long as we're together, on the same page. Kim Seon-ho, the only thing I'm worried about is that you might be at risk when you get the surgery and it'll be harder for you to get pregnant in the future. Kim Seon-ho, that's what troubles me if we do decide on abortion. Choi Young-ah, same. To be honest, I want us to love and date each other a bit longer. Choi Young-ah, and then have a baby. It would be nice. Both Kim Seon-ho and Choi Young-ah were both very obviously overwhelmed by the timing of the pregnancy. Kim Seon-ho, I want to be congratulated too, but I'm upset that it had to be this way. Choi Young-ah, no, it's fine. Let's think about it for a while. Kim Seon-ho, you understand, right? Kim Seon-ho, but it's okay. Let's talk about it then, come to a decision together. Kim Seon-ho, because for as long as I've been alive, I've never loved anyone like I love you, ever. Choi Young-ah, me too. I definitely didn't think I'd get pregnant. Crying emoji. Choi Young-ah's acquaintance, they explained the context behind their story. The two did not have plans regarding pregnancy and they couldn't help but be alarmed by the sudden news. They both didn't expect to get pregnant. Young-ah, Ms. Choi, decided that pregnancy would be too hard for her and so she made the decision to give it up. That's why she told Seonho, I definitely thought I wouldn't get pregnant. Choi Young-ah's acquaintance, Kim Seon-ho, consoled his fear-stricken girlfriend with, let's both think this through, make a decision, and get through this. Kim Seon-ho, let's come to decisions together from now on. Let's think things through together and come out of it together. Choi Young-ah, yeah, I'll do that. My other half is so reliable. Choi Young-ah, whatever happens. As long as we don't hurt each other. Kim Seon-ho, love is great, but, Kim Seon-ho, we also have to focus on our situation at hand and consider our parents too. Kim Seon-ho, we need to consider your parents and mine. We'll be fine. Choi Young-ah, it'll all turn out well. But we're like kids ourselves. Crying face, the two of them were clouded with worry. Kim Seon-ho's whirlwind of emotions were somewhere along the lines of sad over the current situation, where they can't fully embrace and enjoy the bliss of a pregnancy. Happy over the thought of a baby, and worried for the sake of his girlfriend, Kim Seon-ho, skipping the middle part of the conversation, that's why this is a tad upsetting. Kim Seon-ho, but I'm also happy at the thought of a baby. Laughs. Kim Seon-ho, you aren't crying over shock right now, are you? Kim Seon-ho, babe. Kim Seon-ho, I'm waiting for the rain to pass. Choi Young-ah, okay. Kim Seon-ho, you're upset, right? Choi Young-ah, implying that she's upset, because this is a first for me too. Kim Seon-ho, laughs. Choi Young-ah, I just didn't want this pregnancy to interfering with your work or get in the way of your career. Kim Seon-ho, no, it's fine. Let's take a look at Choi Young-ah's claims on the community board for a second. I was around 6 to 7 weeks pregnant, so I felt very uncomfortable around the stomach area. I told him this, he knew this. He would use that as an excuse though and say things like, now that you're pregnant, it's safe to ejaculate inside of you during sexual intercourse, and would do as he pleased. He would then say things like, now I really feel like you're mine and my family. Choi Young-ah, however, the my family phrase was existent in the texts on July 24. Kim Seon-ho, I know you're going through a hard time, but, Kim Seon-ho, but it just feels like you're my person now. Kim Seon-ho, it just suddenly occurred to me. I guess I'm still young. Choi Young-ah, chuckles, no, it's fine. I feel the same way. Choi Young-ah, I'm just worried, that's all. 7:58 p.m. My family continued to be expressed throughout the next set of texts. Choi Young-ah, I'm earning my own money right now, so, Choi Young-ah, this all came at a very unexpected time. I didn't know what to do, so I was at a loss. Choi Young-ah, the same happened to me too. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. Kim Seon-ho, I felt the same way at first. Kim Seon-ho, on one hand, I felt happy though. Kim Seon-ho, chuckles happily, are we family now? Kim Seon-ho, but to be honest babe, I want to get married. He told me that we needed 900 million won to birth a baby right now and he doesn't have that kind of money. He badgered me about the consequences his parents may have to face because of the baby and pestered me to get an abortion. Choi Young-ah, the topic of money did surface for a little bit but was quickly shut down as Kim Seon-ho expressed that he felt shameful about engaging in such a thought process. Kim Seon-ho, to be honest, I didn't mention it because it's so one-sided, but, Kim Seon-ho, I signed a deal for an upcoming movie, so, Kim Seon-ho, I thought about the loss, money-wise, if I were to breach or walk away from it. Kim Seon-ho, so shameful of me. Choi Young-ah, no. It's reasonable that you do think that way, Kim Seon-ho, but I don't think it matters anymore, Kim Seon-ho. To be honest, Kim Seon-ho, my parents aren't ones to ridicule me for it. They'd be surprised but they'd understand. He showed sincerity for his acting career. Pressuring her for an abortion in the name of his parents? We're not sure if he mentions anything remotely similar. Kim Seon-ho, I might have to put a halt on my career, Kim Seon-ho, the thought of that does have a strain on me to be honest, Choi Young-ah, it's even hard for people who are ready for a pregnancy, Choi Young-ah, I also see it in a more negative light, Kim Seon-ho, it isn't negative, Kim Seon-ho, just from a more logical standpoint and being straightforward, Choi Young-ah, a marriage bounded by a baby, Choi Young-ah, and through responsibility. I don't like that either, Kim Seon-ho, no. Of course, I love you a lot too, Kim Seon-ho, I just love acting too so I'm sad that it has to come to this, Kim Seon-ho, that's why I'm saying we should decide after really carefully thinking this through. We should come to a conclusion after being sure we won't regret it. Kim Seon-ho, I don't have much time to text back, Choi Young-ah requests her friends to monitor Kim Seon-ho's behavior on one night, 2 days in mid-August, Seon-ho can't stand watching one night, 2 days these days because he feels guilty for seeing him, happy or laughing. Choi Young-ah's acquaintance, Choi Young-ah was aware of Kim Seon-ho's guilt. She knew that it was taking a toll on him but still continued to incite the public with false claims like he changed completely after the abortion. We delved into the texts from August 10 to see exactly where he changed. Below are texts sent from Choi Young-ah to her acquaintances. Kim Seon-ho, I really like you so much, Kim Seon-ho, I love you so much, Kim Seon-ho, you're another life goal for me, Kim Seon-ho, and I see you as family now, Kim Seon-ho, I'm sorry I was so sensitive today, Kim Seon-ho, I should understand more if it's someone I love, Choi Young-ah, thanks for telling me this, Kim Seon-ho, I'm still young and there are parts of me that still need growth, Kim Seon-ho, let's walk the high road together. Hand in hand, Kim Seon-ho, I'm sorry, my other half, after the abortion, Kim Seon-ho was only more affectionate. Below are text exchanges that took place sometime near Christmas, last year, Choi Young-ah, it's cold, isn't it? Sad face, Kim Seon-ho, chuckles a little bit. Kim Seon-ho, my other half, you must be tired, Choi Young-ah, other half, do you think you could take off this weekend? I'm so tired, Choi Young-ah, I just finished exercising and came to look at bags, Kim Seon-ho, let me see, Choi Young-ah, sends picture, Choi Young-ah, it's in the shape of a lunchbox. I was going to show you anyways, Choi Young-ah's claims are very bold ones. They're especially detailed and the public was led to believe the disinformation. This is why we took the extra mile to disclose information regarding this controversy. We believe it's only reasonable to look at such news from both sides and argue against the authenticity and intentions on the spread of information. Choi Young-ah's acquaintances seem to believe the same. Hence, they were kind enough to send us the pictures of texts between the two. 2020 was a great year for the couple and even ended on a good note. Unfortunately, 2021 was not the year for happiness and prosperity for the two people as lovers. The deal breaker happened to be Choi Young-ah's private life. I had to hide around, moving and paying penalty fees and even had to change the plate number on my car because he was so sensitive. Choi Young-ah on the community board, her friends begged to differ. They claim she's always been that way when questioned on Choi Young-ah's tendency on accusations. These aren't entirely false because she did change her plate number and move. But is it due to Kim Seon-ho? Not at all. It's because of women in acquaintance with her ex-husband. They would threaten her so that's why she changed her plate number and the reason she moved is because the landlord was asking for a raise in the rent. Around the same time, Kim Seon-ho would hear rumors about his then-girlfriend, Ms. Choi. Some of what he heard was hard for him to speak the words out loud. However, he decided to trust his girlfriend. Then he coincidentally found a file of recordings and videos she secretly took. She attempted to conceal her wrongdoings with it's a joke it's for litigation purposes. This is apparently a habit of Ms. Choi's. If you look at the screenshots that we obtained, you can see that she was intentionally taking screenshots of their conversation. She would often screenshot their texts and send them to her friends. Choi Young-ah's friend imagines the emotional toll the relationship most likely had on Kim Seon-ho. The relationship was probably a lot for Seonho to carry. Seonho was always the last to know everything. From her being a divorcee, meeting other men in secret, being threatened, and the surprising blow that she secretly recorded him and kept it in a file. Is this really a relationship that's worth continuing? A crack formed on the pit of their relationship. It was maintainable at first, but things started to seep and it was not looking good for the two. Below are texts from July 7, 2020. Kim Seon-ho, let's end this. It's only causing us both pain. I think we both have different values. And we're incompatible in the way we view trust. Choi Young-ah, I'll act in a way that you can trust. I won't ever lie, intentionally not tell you or hide something from you ever again. Kim Seon-ho, you're a good person. Meet someone better than I am. Let's break up. I just want to end things. Choi Young-ah, I'm sorry for making you miserable. Kim Seon-ho, thanks. I understand you, but I don't want to continue seeing you. Choi Young-ah, I did this because I wanted to look good for you. I contemplated whether I should tell you and felt so bad for lying and kept making excuses for myself. Choi Young-ah, please just give me one more chance. I'm not someone who lies all the time. Kim Seon-ho, I'm really hurt and upset. We argued over you lying and promised that it wouldn't happen again. You do remember, right? Kim Seon-ho, you lied about something so trivial the other day. I just left it at that because it wasn't a big deal. But am I supposed to understand my girlfriend who constantly lied to me about seeing other men? Kim Seon-ho, how am I supposed to continue seeing and love someone who has the heart to lie to their significant other despite feeling sorry? Kim Seon-ho, have you ever considered how embarrassed and upset I'd be when hearing this from someone else other than my girlfriend? I let that slide and tried to be as polite as I can, but you lied again. Kim Seon-ho, didn't I tell you when I first met you? I understand if you go to a club with men as long as you're honest and you tell me when you get home. Kim Seon-ho, but you lied to me from the day we took a chance at our future. You lied to me while you smiled and pretended to be oblivious to everything. Choi Young-ah, I'm really sorry I made you feel that way. It won't happen again. It's not every day that I'm like this. Kim Seon-ho, there is no future now. Young-ah. The two took a break from one another from April 2021. It was in May when Kim Seon-ho broke his silence to vocalize his wish for the end of their relationship. He explains why he had no choice but to come to that conclusion. The reason is shocking. Choi Young-ah recorded their conversations till the very last minute of their relationship. She transcribed Kim Seon-ho's words on her phone's notepad as the two conversed on the phone. She would then proceed to send a picture of the paper to her friends. You're like a ticking time bomb. The same things would happen continuously and gradually, my feelings for you began to fade. You would say you despise me. That I changed after the abortion. And you would make the same mistakes despite how I felt. And you were always irresponsible whenever something came up. Acted oblivious. Written by Choi Young-ah on her notepad. Choi Young-ah wasn't able to accept her fate. Choi Young-ah did all sorts of prayers. She went to Buddhist temples, churches, etc. She bowed 108 times at a temple as tradition to cut through one's karma. She even visited psychics and got readings done. She also requested the help of her friends. She said she would wait until the early morning prayers were over. She claimed she wasn't going to let her grudge go if he didn't come back to her. She was determined to ruin his career because that's what she said when she would see him promoting. She said she was going to make his career go down the drain. All the while she was seeing other men. Choi Young-ah's acquaintance, Choi Young-ah created a mold and seized him in a frame, labeling him as trash. Allegedly, he lured her into getting an abortion, had a change of heart afterwards and left her on her own. Everyone except for Choi Young-ah has similar assertions and evidence to prove it. We conclude this article with thoughts of our own. Kim Seon-ho absolutely needs to be responsible for the aftermath of an abortion. However, he needs not to be held responsible for false accusations. Likewise, Ms. Choi needs to be held accountable for the slander and the disinformation of Kim Seon-ho. She has made false claims and tarnished the image of Kim Seon-ho's public image.